So we just got our hands on the chainsaw demo for Resident Evil 4 Remake, and while I had my own thoughts and opinions about the original Resident Evil 4, which were mostly negative, I have some different thoughts about this demo and what could potentially be my thoughts about the remake when it releases in just a few days. Now, when I did my review of the original Resident Evil 4 on PS4, that was the first time I ever played that game, and I had a lot of negative thoughts about it. I had a problem with the control scheme. I had a problem with the fact that this Resident Evil game had a lot of weird, crazy bosses that you had to fight. That for me, it seemed out of place for a Resident Evil game. And I don't think that Resident Evil 4 should get an excuse for doing certain things like that and having certain major action themes, but you don't give a pass to Resident Evil 5 and 6. I actually had a decent time when I played Resident Evil 6. I didn't beat the whole game, but I had some fun playing co-op with my brother, and that probably is what made the game fun for me, just playing the game with somebody and having a good time in co-op. But the problems I had with Resident Evil 4 are mostly going to be fixed with this remake, with one thing that I think is a bit silly, and again, I don't think it deserves to have a pass on this while the other games don't get a pass, and that's going to be primarily with the knife parrying, and I'll get to that in a moment. With this demo alone, however, there was enough here for me to see that I was able to build an opinion on how I feel about the game releasing soon. The main thing I want to talk about is how amazing this game looks visually, graphically, and we all know Capcom is capable of bringing it, and they definitely brought it for this game. It's not like the previous releases where they were on last gen and then they get updated to next gen. This is releasing on both last and current gen, but on the Xbox Series X, and I'm assuming also PS5, oh my god, this game looks fucking beautiful. And not only that, but little features, little things that you would notice, like when I was playing the game and I was aiming down my sights, as they say, I could see Leon's hand shaking, like as if he's afraid. Even though he is well trained, he's still gonna have some kind of fear, right? And if that is the case, and they develop that just to have that fear in the character, that is really cool attention to detail, and it makes me feel better about myself knowing that my character is also afraid to take the dive into this dark, crazy universe. Not only that, but the sound of the gun that I was using, the main weapon they give you, the sound of the weapon was really great. Just the shots, the way you can hear it, especially with the Xbox headset, or maybe even other headsets you may use that's really good. You're going to have really good sound quality from this game. Good visuals. I'm sure there's going to be great performance. And they also did announce already that the game, while it won't have anything removed from the game for the most part, they are going to add some new things, new different paths to take, an extension of the boat mechanics. You can go around the lake and go to different areas, all those different missions. So you already know about this stuff. It's already been announced. You're aware of it. And that's what I like to see with a remake, because we all know Resident Evil 3 Remake was really bad. It was very short. It took a lot of stuff away. Not enough like extra content. You know, there was no like real DLC for the game. Whereas Resident Evil 2, it had some DLC costumes. It had the survivor modes, and I think it had another DLC. I can't remember exactly what other thing it had added to it. But Resident Evil 4 is also getting the mercenaries mode down the road, and that's pretty cool that they're actually adding some more stuff to it. With the knife parrying, as I mentioned earlier, it's a bit silly. I don't think the game should get a pass with this knife parrying as like, you know, really amazing type of thing that's very action heavy, when Resident Evil 6 primarily, and I guess a little bit of 5, didn't get a pass on how crazy or bizarre those things were. I mean, you could parry a chainsaw with a knife. Come on, that's really silly, in my opinion. I didn't get to do it in my playthrough because my knife broke and I was just running away from everybody. But at the same time, I'm kind of like conflicted, because on the other side of that coin, I think the parry is really cool. I had like the villagers throwing axes at me, and I'm just parrying the axe and just keeping it moving. And it feels fucking cool, and you feel like a badass doing it. So it's very, flip coin type of thing, wishy-washy, on my thoughts about that. But the main point for me to get this game, to play it, even though I hated Resident Evil 4 on the PS4, and I probably would have hated it if I played it on PS2 and GameCube, I think the main point for me is how terrifying is this game going to be compared to the other games. I almost had a heart attack, I felt like, playing Resident Evil Village, and not so much with Resident Evil 2 and 3, but approaching that level of heart attack feeling. So I want that feeling for this game as well. I want to be able to feel the fear of this game, but I don't want to go through some stupid shit like the original one had, which is going to be the case here. The fish monster and the giant ogre things, whatever they call. I know I'm not a real fan, but I just want to go for it in terms of the horror aspect, the fear, and I gotta give Capcom praise, because not only does the game sound good, look good, and everyone loves it. The fan base is gonna love it. It's not even $70; it's $60. So it's back to that normal price tag from previous gen games. My only complaint with the demo, which may or may not be fixed with the main game, is I noticed sometimes Leon feels a little bit stiff, whether it's him trying to aim or just moving moving forward. There might be like one little thing on the floor that's blocking him from moving. So I don't know if it's like an invisible wall type of thing, and they can patch that out. And at the same time, I notice moments where he's moving a bit too much, and I can't get that good aim, and I just can't get that right movement to go where I want to go. So a little bit of a bug or trickiness with the movement and the aiming that I think they need to fix going forward. But other than that, there's not much else to say about the demo. It was a pretty terrifying experience. Just something very enjoyable to try before the game releases. And I just can't wait to see what they do going forward when the game releases. I have a good feeling, that this is going to be completely different from the situation with Resident Evil 3, where it was very short and a short experience that was not worth your money. But if you are interested in playing Resident Evil 2 and 3, and if you haven't gotten it already, or whatever, I know they're really cheap right now on sale on the Xbox store, and I think the PlayStation store as well. I already bought RE2 digitally for like $10 when it was on sale last time. RE3 is like $10 right now as well. Or just save the money, put it towards RE4, which you already know based on the fan base, this game is going to sell tremendously. And Capcom is, they're bringing it. They just released Monster Hunter on the other consoles besides Switch. They got Resident Evil 4. They got Street Fighter 6 coming out in a couple of months. Capcom is bringing it, honestly. And I can't wait to see what they do next going forward. And I'm going to get the game and test it out and do like a review or whatever. So look out for that. But that's the video for today. Just a shorter one than normal. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. And I'll see you guys next time.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?